Hello and welcome to my mini dem. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Lynne Sharpe. I'm an area demonstrator within the North Midlands area of NAFAS. I'm also the demonstrators rep on the area committee there. If you like me, which I'm sure you have been, you've been missing things, all things Flower Club. So we thought we'd put together what we hope will be a range of mini demonstrations for you. So I'm just going to demonstrate one design for you today. And again, for those of you who don't know me, you won't know that my passion is car boots and things that you find from car boots. I like to do a lot of recycling from things that were previously loved. And I don't know about you, but I love a bargain, and if we save those pennies, we make those pounds just go that little bit further. And my first demonstration title when I did my training was called Car Boot Collection, and I'm sure quite a few of you in the North Midlands area have seen that demonstration when I've brought it out to you in clubs. And I've also got a car boot collection part 2, and I've got a Christmas car boot collection as well. So I'm going to introduce you to you today a car boot container from my car boot collection. And it's a container with a little bit of a twist. Because in a previous life, as you can see, it used to be a lamp. And I saw this one Sunday morning idly on the floor that somebody was selling, and they wanted £2 for it. And I looked at it and I thought, that's got some potential in it. So once back home, got on with my screwdriver and took out the light bit. And then if I turn the main part upside down, I've got a fabulous bowl. Now I know there's a hole in the bottom of it, but it doesn't matter, because I can hide that and elevate my design with a plastic bowl that I usually use in cooking. And also I use a lot of these anti-slip mats, and usually it stops the front row getting an early raffle prize. Well, hopefully not, but it does stop things moving about. And then my foam, and I am using foam today. I know there's a lot of discussion about not using foam and reverting back to chicken wire and doing things a little bit differently, but I've got some of the biodegradable foam, and also I've got a little bit more recycling involved there. It's very rare I buy anything green and plastic to put my foam in, and so I like to recycle containers that have had fruit and vegetables in, and this has had ice cream in it. Which, yes, I did eat. And, they're just as durable, and you can, usually find a container to fit many a place. So that's in there. Because I've got the anti-slip mat on, it's quite secure. Now I introduce you to my turntable, which has been furloughed for such a long time. This was another car boot find that cost me 50p. All my buckets are currently stacked up in my garage. Again, they've all been furloughed too. So, we're, really looking forward to getting back out to see you all in flower clubs and beyond. So before I start my design, let me introduce you to my range of plant material I'm going to use, and that's in my bouquet. It's not in a bucket, it's in a bouquet. So for this design, I'm using majority, as I say, plant material that has come from my garden. Unusually, because we're in such unprecedented times, my garden has had a sigh of relief, because I'm not out there week after week constantly pruning things, and I've let things grow, because I think it's just such a shame to cut it and then put it in the recycling bin. So I've just let things flourish. So when this opportunity arose, I thought, right, I've got lots of lovely foliages that I can use, and then I've also had some from my dad's garden that I'm free to go and prune. If you've got any questions, when this goes on the Facebook page, I know it's probably going to go out to other social media elements as well, but if you just want to drop a question in there, and then I'll aim to get back to you at some point. I'm totally on my own today in terms of audience, apart from my cat who's sat stage right, so if he does decide to wander across, then my apologies, but anyway, so my lovely plant material that I've got, I've got some laurel. And for me, when I was thinking about this design with this container, I thought it kind of lends itself to more tropical types of foliage. That doesn't mean to say, ladies and gentlemen, that I've got Kew Gardens outside with the greenhouses and so on. I haven't. It's just that I thought, oh, there's a number of foliages that do look, you know, just a little bit tropical. So I thought that the laurel was one of them, because they're nice, lush, green leaves. And then I've got some, it comes out my bucket, some Photinia, the red robin. One of my favourite foliages to use, and this has had a good year, I think, because we've not had the frosts, because of course we had that splendid early summer, didn't we? So I'm based in South Leicestershire, and as I say, we've not had those frosts, and I know the new growth, especially with this plant, is quite prone to those early frosts. And then also another kind of tropical foliage, I think, are the lovely ferns. And these are the Polystation Ferns, and these are in abundance in my garden as well as my dad's garden. And once again, you know, they've just been sat there growing away, really lovely. But I'm thinking, you know, when the time comes to do a little bit of flower ranging, so I thought, oh, they'd be perfect to use. All my foliages had a really good condition, and for those of you who may be new to flower ranging, plant material having a really good condition is making sure that it has a really good drink. Particularly when we've still got some soft foliages, when we're in the transition between the old and the new growth, everything really does like a good drink. So I've made sure that these have, you know, they've had their drink. And oh, I've got some more Photinia in my bucket there. So I'll just pop that round for you. And I apologise that you might lose me behind this design. This is what happens when you're a vertically challenged demonstrator. So as I said, I'm demonstrators representative for the North Midlands area, and what we're hoping to do at some point next year, we're hoping to put on some demonstrators training, because we have lost one or two of our lovely demonstrators, because throughout this time they've decided to hang up their demonstrating scissors. So if you've ever thought, oh, actually, I'd like to have a go at that, then do contact us by our North Midlands website or our Facebook page, and I would be happy to have an informal chat to you about it. And then one of my favourite foliages, and I say majority of these are evergreen, is some Eleagnus Pungence Maculata. I love saying that name. Never asked me to spell it. We had to spell that for our demonstrators test, and I got it then, but that was in 2012, so you know, I've slept since then. Now, all the foliages that I'm using, they are, apart from, as I say, one more I'll introduce to you shortly, grow in my garden, and they all grow really well in clay soil. And when I moved to this house, I thought, oh, there was one or two shrubs in, but nothing like what I've introduced to the garden since. But they all seem to thrive really well in the clay soil. So using this Eleagnus with the yellow on the leaves, I thought it lended itself quite well to with the yellow of the yellow tone of the container there. And then all my foliage is a favourite really, but another one, and this was already here when I moved in, is Fatsy Japonica, and Japonica means anything that is Japan, from that part of the world. And these are this year's growth, which are, you know, just scrumptious. And again, I think it's because we've not had the early frosts. And when we do have the frosts, I have been known to go out and use any little plastic plant pots to cover the new shoots up, because they're, you know, as I say, they're quite prone to the frosts with the new shoots. And I just think, oh, it's such a waste if you know, those new shoots are damaged, and then we can't use that foliage for demonstrating with and so on. And then the one foliage that has come from my dad's garden on this occasion is some of the Japanese maple, the Acer. I don't know its particular name, but again, I just thought that just lent itself to perhaps being tropical or linking in with, you know, perhaps a Japanese theme. Now this does like to have a really good drink. It can be quite sensitive. So I've made sure that that it has. And it just links in there, hopefully creating some rhythm throughout the design with the same kind of colour tone of the Photinia. So there is the design coming together, and I hope you can perhaps see the contrast in textures between the bowl there and the different foliages, some shiny, some matte, and so on. And then this time of year, I couldn't do this design without adding some of my snail food, and that's the Hostas, or more formally known as the Plantain Lily. And again, they've got a yellow limeish kind of tinge to the leaf there. So again, it breaks up the different tones and links in quite nicely with the other yellows. And then my final foliage for this design is the New Zealand Flax, and this variety is called Yellow Wave. And of course, you can do lots of amazing things with these. You know, you can plait them, and you know, you can tie them into knots and so on. I've just got one and I've just split it, so it just makes that go a little bit further. So I've just put my thumbnail down, run it down, and then it comes apart. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of threading through there. It's the beauty of having a container like this with some with the little holes in through the weave, is to just pop those in there and use the container just to guide them through. So there's all my plant material gone in. Now flowers have been a little bit short in supply, certainly at the beginning of lockdown, and so, you know, it's a case of having to look to do alternatives. And as I say, predominantly this is a design incomplete that is, you know, biodegradable. So I'll introduce you to my my blooms, and I wonder if you grow these. They're called paper cartus. No, perhaps that's just me that grows them in Leicestershire. Well, what they are is they're not really a bloom at all, but they're made out of card. So it's just an A4 piece of card cut into two pieces, and then I'm sure you've probably all done this, but it's just concertinaed to make a little fan, to fold it and then fold it again, and you have the fan there. And then with a cocktail stick and some of the sticky tape, I've just bound it round and so on. and then in they go. So they are representing my flowers, and it's something you can perhaps get little ones to do, and so on, as a little project. And again, the tones there fit in, the tones of yellow fit in with the tones of the foliage and the container. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, my quick demonstration there in my car boot container, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much.